Welcome back to Toxic Waste of Time, the podcast with two salty middle-aged ladies calling out all the toxic shit we are no longer willing to put up with. I'm Katie.
And I'm Ivy. This week, you're in for a treat because our friend, voice actor, podcaster, and guy who has the longest resume we have ever seen is back. Please welcome Mikey D.
Da-da-da-da. Hello. Thank you for having me. How you guys doing?
We're great.
Excellent.
We're so excited to have you back.
I'm excited to be here. I loved the last time we had a chance to talk, and I'm looking forward to what we get into today.
Fantastic.
Nice. What do we do when a toxic person comes back into our orbit and they're not toxic anymore? Or are they?
I was going to say,
This-
birthday?
This especially factors into family and close personal relationships. And finally, what if I'm the toxic one and don't know it? This applies to the old age adage of the villain not knowing they're the villain and wondering why they're ostracized.
I'm not the villain. Am I
Of
the
course
villain?
not.
I don't think I'm the villain.
Why
You
doesn't
mean-
anyone like me?
I'm the bad guy?
Well, clearly there is no ice between us, but I don't make the rules. We've got to do an icebreaker. It's the rules.
We do have to do an icebreaker. That's how our show goes. Katie
Yes.
spins the wheel and I give the number.
Yes. And then we talk about
then
a
we
random
discuss.
topic that we've not
Discuss.
prepared. Yes.
Bring
I'll
me
give
the
you a
wheel.
topic. Discuss. The number is 8. That's my lucky number.
8 is insects.
Oh,
Bugs.
All right, Mike, what's your relationship with insects?
Okay, I didn't have that on my bingo card today,
Right.
but I like it. Here's the thing. They don't bother me. I'm not afraid of them. In fact, I'm, having a house full of girls at one point, I was the one called to deal with said insects on every level. Mm-hmm. And when I was a kid, a little kid, like 9, 10 years old, I got fascinated with social insects. And my granddad taught me all
Social
about...
insects?
Correct.
What the fuck is a social insect? Like the kind that'll talk to you?
Well, every living thing I think will talk to you if you listen.
I agree.
Social insects work together to achieve common goals. So think
like ants.
Ants, bees, wasps, that sort of thing. And he taught me all about how those insects, and then just by curiosity, I kind of learned about the rest of them. So they don't bother me. Now, with that said, I'm not going to let a wasp build a nest inside my doorway like one tried to last year. That's a no-fly zone. But otherwise, as long as they're not hurting me, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Katie.
All right,
Bugs.
cool. Bugs don't really bother me. I don't want them on me. I do not want them to touch me. But I will let a bug exist unless it is, like, if it has more legs than a spider. Like, if it's a spider, you gotta die. If you're a millipede, you gotta die, and I'm calling my husband because I ain't going near that. Like, I don't like the bugs with too many legs. They freak
What's
me
your
out.
preferred method of execution?
La, la, la.
My preferred method is squished in a paper towel, flushed down the toilet.
Got it.
If it's any other bug, though, I will safely get it inside of a cup and let it outside. Like, it's just, if it's a spider or a centipede, millipede, it's on site.
See, the wifey will take spiders outside sometimes. I did neglect to mention, and I think it bears on this conversation, I am actually in a constant state of war with 3 parasites, fleas, ticks, and bedbugs.
Yeah, fuck them. That's not allowed. My God.
Fun fact, if 2 people lie in a bed that has bedbugs, they will gravitate towards one of those people. So they gravitated towards me. My wife got bit, but not to the level I got bit.
Wow.
Needless
You just
to say,
taste better, I guess.
I'm Italian. We're flavorful.
You're better seasoned.
I marinate well. I will say
Listeners,
this.
Ivy has, crawled up in her chair. She's so uncomfortable.
The first, when she went, oh God, and she, I said, oh,
She noped out of the conversation. What's your relationship with bugs, Ivy?
I love bugs. I can't really hear about killing most bugs because I feel like unless that bug is capable of killing you, then you should just take it the fuck outside. And if it is outside, this is the deal that I made with my granddaughter, okay? When we are outside and there are bugs, we are in their house.
Yes. Right.
And so we do not kill them outside unless I am still nursing a 4-week-old wasp sting on my arm. It's itching right now, and now it was bad. It was bad. So that bug died not because I wanted to smash it, but because I didn't know what was happening. You know like what I mean? But if they're in your house, like let's say you have an infestation of ants. Not a lot you can do. You got to put out the poison. You got to kill the ants.
Yeah.
Same thing with roaches. You got to kill the roaches. But like I had a spider that lived in my shower for weeks. And
No, man.
When it started to encroach on my space, I put it on my hairbrush and I took it outside. Now, if that spider had been a deadly spider, I'd have killed it. I'm not stupid, right?
Yeah.
Bed bugs are a completely different category for me. I can't go to a hotel without itching, and I've never had bed bugs. But it is like such a fear of mine because when you go into a room that has bed bugs and you put your bag down, your bag has bed bugs. So everything gets bed bugs. And like, I can't even, like I said, I go to a nice hotel and I itch. I check under the bed. I check the sheets. I come home and I itch and I'm sure I brought bed bugs home and I get up and I'm looking and everything. Never have I ever, but that's what happens. Insects in general, I wish I had gone to entomology school.
Oh, so you have like an appreciation. That's a different level than me.
What do you mean?
Like, I appreciate them. They're allowed to live, but they're not allowed to live in my space. Like,
well, spiders, for one, they protect you from other bugs because they eat them.
Right, but I just don't want them on me.
Well, that's not on you if it's in your shower. He had a nice
It could be, though. Like, it could be on me soon.
Nah.
I just want to prevent that.
Well, I mean, when you respect nature respects you in a lot of cases. Not in all cases. Like, you can respect the fuck out of a rattlesnake. That bitch still gonna bite you. But, you know, we had a mutual agreement. He wasn't
amazing.
He wasn't an infestation of roaches or ants and he wasn't a mosquito. Mosquitoes can die. They can die inside. They can die outside. I don't give a fuck. Mosquitoes can die. But in general,
what mosquito hurt you?
All of them.
Listen, if those bed bugs liked you, Mike, let me tell you something about a ginger.
Yeah.
All right? Mosquitoes love a ginger. I don't know what it is.
What does it mean to be toxic? Refresher, my friends. Toxic means that you are acting in ways that don't consider another person or how your behaviors make someone feel. Basically means you're an asshole. This usually happens on a spectrum that can go from a little unhealthy to very toxic or even abusive. And remember that it's subjective. So if someone accuses you of being toxic and you don't think you're toxic, I mean, that's kind of more up to them and how they feel about your behavior, you know? So it means you need to reflect.
Yeah, I think too that sometimes toxicity is a reaction. Like, it's kind of like two chemicals that are fine on their own, but together it's toxic. I think that works. I think that works with people as well. But before we go too far into toxicity, Mike, what have you been up to since the last time we saw you?
Whew, I have been busy. So my podcast finally launched, and Kelsey and I released That Makes Two of Us. It's a podcast about pop culture, lifestyle, everything in between, from two perspectives. I am the resident curmudgeon Gen Xer. She is the millennial, and between the two of us, it's just sarcasm, good reviews, bad reviews, and like I said, everything in between. 3 episodes out. You could find us on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, and as of yesterday, iHeartRadio.
Hey.
Nice.
And listeners, if you like our podcast, you're probably going to like Mike and Chelsea. I've listened to their episodes and I have been laughing. And they have a similar dynamic to Ivy and I because we too are one Gen Xer, one millennial.
Gen X curmudgeon here.
I love it.
And the last time that we talked to you was way back in season 1 when we were called Bad Boss Detox. And we talked about your extensive resume and some of your toxic work experience. But you have so many thoughtful things to add on the topic of toxicity. So we had to have you back.
I appreciate that, and thank you. And since we last talked, my God, the toxic level of people has risen to levels that I don't even know what to do with it at this point.
Right?
And
it's Chernobyl up in here.
I mean, 3.6 Roentgens. It's ridiculous. And
I don't get that reference.
when Chernobyl exploded, the scientists and the workers there sent the reading of radioactivity, which is measured in Roentgens. So they said, it's only 3.6 Roentgens. And one of them famously said, that's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. The reality is the core was wide open and it was putting out over 15,000 Roentgens, which means if you're near it, you're going to die almost immediately.
Yeah.
So
not good.
The radioactivity has risen as far as toxicity goes. I'll give you a great example. It's a short one. I was at my W-2. I deal in customer service. And a gentleman, lovely gentleman, the other morning, graciously threatened to come behind the counter and punch me in the face.
Oh, that was nice of him.
I said, man, this guy's a giver, and he can give from outside the building, which is exactly what happened because he got tossed, and there was conversations had all around. But yeah, it's a wild world we're living in right now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, people seem to be pretty comfortable with themselves to be able to be such assholes all the time.
Where do they get the audacity?
Right? I wonder sometimes if they're incapable of hearing what they're saying or they don't realize how they're saying what they're saying is either really offensive or just, for me, sometimes straight up, hey, don't talk to me like that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's just
I wonder that about my mom. Like, for real, that sometimes I'm like, where do you get off saying the things that you say to people?
Right. Do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth?
Yeah, exactly. And believe me, they do most of the time. I think it's an entitlement. I think people feel entitled. Also, bravery. They're braver with strangers.
Yeah. Because you feel like you're never going to see them again. So why not just tell them how you really feel?
Yeah.
Right?
I do think you're right. I think people are much more emboldened with strangers. But as I'm very fond of saying, I wouldn't let the people closest to me talk to me that way. So I'm certainly not going to let a complete stranger.
Absolutely. Yeah. Moving on to our main topics for the episode. We've sort of got 2 main topics for today. And let's start with what I'm going to call the toxic resurrection. So what do when someone you've cut out of your life rears their ugly head and says, "Surprise, bitch, bet you thought you'd seen the last of me"?
God, I hope she doesn't say it like that.
I mean,
I would be terrified.
that's my favorite voice Katie's ever done.
It's pretty good.
Oh, thanks.
It's really pretty good.
So, do you go with wooden stake to the heart, flamethrower, people's elbow? Like, what's your move, Mike?
It depends on the person, and everything for me is a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
And when I see that person re-entering my circle, it depends on the person. And it's funny we're talking about this. I got a call from a very good friend of mine who's talking about another very good friend of ours who we haven't talked to in years, who just resurfaced, and the first thing they asked for was money. And I'm going, okay, I don't know their situation, but I said to him, I don't know if that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on the level and also how I parted ways with that person.
Yeah.
Because there's some people out there that I will never speak to again.
Yep.
Because of how they treated me.
Yeah. I think
It's
that's fair.
not right or wrong. It's not, I don't hate them. I simply choose not to allow that negativity into my circle.
Yeah, and that's a boundary for you, and you have the right to maintain it. What about you,
So-
Ivy?
I've really only cut off 2 people. Permanent cutoff. Like I have an aunt who is limited access to me. She is not allowed near my social media. And recently I've done the same thing to my brother, but I haven't removed them from my life. 2 people ever removed from my life. One of them is that crazy bitch that I used to work for. And the other one is my former best friend who tried to come back into my life and then sent someone else to try to get me to let them back into my life. And that one I told Katie about recently, and that one hurt my feelings. Like now that guy that did that for her is a little toxic to me. Like I forgive him. He was probably put up to it, but that was probably as close as I've gotten to a toxic person coming back into my life.
Was he being a flying monkey?
Kinda. It was kind of because I was so excited to hear from him. And then the conversation led to, well, don't you think we should, don't you remember how good it was and how we were all blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man. Then I started feeling like maybe she was on the line. You know what I mean? Then you start losing trust for people.
I hate that.
And then you're not sure how much more you should say or whatever because you don't know, was he put up to this or is this just him? Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
When that happens in a conversation, when I feel that energy shift in a conversation, I always choose to think that's my natural instinct and my natural vibration going, stop. There's something else here. Maybe not share anything else. Maybe not.
Well, that's what happened. That's when I started like ending the conversation. Like I tried to switch it back to him and I having a conversation, but then I felt that ick.
Yeah.
Your
intuition can be very helpful if you listen to it.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. It absolutely depends on the person and what they did. I do think that cancel culture is a problem. And thus, I also feel like people deserve another chance in some cases.
Same.
Like, if I can't remember why I was mad at them or why I cut them out of my life, then okay, I feel like fresh start could be called for. In my case, I know I've been a bitch to people before, and there's probably folks that have me on their shit list. So I would expect to be given a clean slate, and I potentially think they deserve a chance. But I think I told the story about one of my most toxic ex-boyfriends who randomly showed up on my porch after we'd been broken up for years and was giving me the whole, like, I'm sorry situation, but it was reading, like, it just wasn't feeling right to me. And also, I did not want to get back with him, so why would I have entertained that, Today, I was talking to a friend of mine who is a licensed therapist, and she explained the 5 or 6-ish R's of an authentic apology.
Okay.
And so I wanted to bring this up because I feel like if someone who has been previously toxic in my life comes to me with a really, truly authentic apology, and I see them going through these steps, I might be willing to either give them a second chance or at least like forgive them and say like, okay, I'm not holding on to that negative energy about you. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to let you back in my life, We'll talk about it. But so here's these 5 R's, and you guys feel free to jump in and respond as I'm listing these out, okay? And these come from a book by Gary Chapman. He's the guy that wrote the book about the 5 love languages, if you've heard of that. And so these are the 5 languages of apology is the title of the book. So number 1 is regret. Being sincere and authentic in the fact that you are sorry for the harm that you have caused. And so much as like, I regret what I did and how it impacted you, right? The second one, and this is the one that may or may not be included in the official 5 or 6, whatever, and it's rationale, which means explaining why you think it happened. Like, here's what I think went wrong,
Okay.
And this is really important in learning from it. If you can identify, like, here's what the actual problem was, I think. Like, I did this thing I am sorry about. Here's why I think it happened. And it's not given as an excuse.
That's what the word rationale made me initially think. That sounds like they're going to rationalize what they did.
It's tricky, right? But I think that they just needed another R word, so they went with that.
Yeah. They needed 5 R's.
Yes, you got to remember it. Okay. Next is responsibility. And the key here is taking ownership, saying, this is on me. This is my bad, right? Just saying you're sorry, I'm sorry, like that's not enough. That's not going to cut it. Or I'm sorry you feel that way is a fake-ass apology.
There is a distinct difference between saying I'm sorry and apologizing for something.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could sorry me all day long, but an apology to me not only means that this person is attempting to atone, but they're also renegotiating their agreement with me.
Yes.
Okay, that's different than just going, I'm sorry I called you a dickhead. Are you?
Yeah.
You know, whereas I apologize for what I said, and I'm not going to talk to you like that anymore. There's a huge difference.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
And also people who say, I'm sorry you feel that way. What they should actually say is, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I'm sorry I did that to you.
Absolutely. And in this case, it's also important to avoid using the word but, because if you say, I'm sorry I called you a dick, Mike, but you were acting like a dick, that negates the apology.
Yeah,
right?
What is that, a double negative?
Yeah.
It's just when you say the word but in the middle of a sentence like that, you negate everything you said before it.
Yeah.
So if I hear that, I just don't hear anything they said before that, and I listen to what they say after that. Oh, you're a dick. Oh, okay. Good to know. Thank you, Mrs.
I'm sorry I said it out loud, but I do really think you're a dick.
I mean, I get that. It's just, there is, you have to.
I'm sorry you're a dick. How about that?
I'm sorry you're such a bitch,
that you
Karen.
are just an asshole.
My wife and I actually, when we constant state of evolution, right? And we learned years and years ago, eliminate the word but from our vocabulary, and we replaced it with the word and. I love you, and I really didn't like what you said to me.
Yeah.
So verbiage is important. Words are important.
You can apologize and then say, and I am hurt by what you said, you know.
Instead of, but
expect
you also
reciprocation.
hurt me.
Right. Yeah. There's a big difference. The next one is restitution, taking action to restore trust. And it's important to ask the person who you're apologizing to, how can I make this better? And leave that up to them. Because if you say, I'm going to make this better by XYZ, like that, you know, you don't necessarily know how that made them feel, how deeply that hurt them, or what specifically might help to heal that relationship. So you have to let them decide. And if they say, I don't think you can make it better, then you have to accept that answer too. You know?
You see these videos going around where moms will make a kid break a plate or put, and then at the end they'll go, do you see, this is how you made this person feel, and you can't put that back together. You can glue it back together, but it will never be the same.
Yeah. We used to do an exercise when I was a teacher where you would squeeze out a tube of toothpaste and then try to get the toothpaste back in the tube. And you can't, you know. So I think that's a good metaphor as well.
The plate lesson is that's a tough lesson for a little kid is what I was thinking. I mean.
They were mostly like middle school teenagers that I've seen them do that with moms. It's not like a 5-year-old.
Oh, thank God, because I had I had a picture in my head. I'm like, this 6-year-old kid's like, no, it wasn't that.
We did the toothpaste thing with like third graders. Yeah. And it was more about like, the words that you say, once you've said them, you can't unsay them.
Unsay them.
You know?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. And the next one is repentance, which I don't know. I get a little triggered when I hear that word.
Me too. I was just going to say the same thing. That is a trigger word for me. But Make it go away.
Yeah. It definitely is not used in a religious context here. It just means promising to do better.
Yeah.
Walk the walk. Actually learn from this mistake and show a change in your behavior for the long term.
Yeah. It's just the R.
Yeah.
They had
just
to have
needed
the R, so they had to pull the God word.
Oh, that's a tough word. And I think for me, show me.
Yeah.
Show me.
Yeah.
Don't tell me. Don't song and dance me. Show me. And if through your actions you earn that trust back, then great. And maybe I have some earning to do myself. Maybe I need to earn some of your trust based on how I responded. Because
Yeah.
I'm always looking to take responsibility for how I feel, how did I show up, and what was my part in whatever separated us to begin with.
Yes.
Because I know that there's times where it was me. I'm the bad guy. I get it, you know?
Yeah. The last one is request. So request forgiveness. Ask the person for forgiveness when they're ready. You know, don't expect them to say it right there in front of you. Say, I hope that you can forgive me when you're ready, or I hope that we can work past this and move on, however you want to phrase that. And I think what you were saying, Mike, is absolutely true, that like you can say when you're asking them, how can I make this better? And then you do what they ask you to do, then you can ask for forgiveness. You know, this doesn't have to all happen in one conversation, I don't think.
I don't think it
But-
can. Once trust has been broke like that, I think it takes time and showing up in a trustworthy capacity to show me, hey, I'm really serious about this.
Yeah. So my friend I was talking to today used this example of my girl Reese Witherspoon, Nashville girl Reese Witherspoon. Anyway, she got arrested for drunk driving. And she made this very authentic apology on TV where she went through all of these things and explained, like, I am sorry for what I did. It was stupid. We had too much to drink. I was acting like an idiot. And I'm going to guarantee you this is never going to happen again. You know, she didn't try to, like, blame it on anybody else or whatever. And this is true, too, when I've had negative interactions with my students in the past. Like if I get impatient and I were ever to raise my voice at a kid or say something out of frustration at a kid, if I apologize authentically to the kid, not only am I modeling that behavior to the kid, but they gain respect for me when I apologized, right?
I feel that as a parent as well, and I think a lot of parents don't say sorry to their kids enough.
Yeah.
I think they just feel, like we were saying earlier, entitled to yell at their kid or punish their kid or whatever. You did something wrong. My reaction in turn was also wrong. And I apologize for raising my voice, because parents get overwhelmed and they will lash out. They'll yell. They'll say something they shouldn't say, whatever. And then they just seem to push it under the rug instead of having a conversation with their child about that occurrence.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think that the child, there has to be a level of maturity in the child to be able to understand that conversation.
I don't think so. I think that you can apologize to your toddler for your own behavior, and they may not understand the exact thing, but they will see that you have come to them and said, I'm sorry. And as they grow and that relationship continues and you continue to not be a tyrant, well, I'm the parent. It's my job to punish you. I'm the parent. I can yell at you if I want to. I'm the parent. Yeah, you're the parent. And that child is also a human being, and they're expected to have behaviors that you're not expected to have. They're expected to suck it up. They're expected to not cry. They're expected to not react to things because they're children. But I get to react, and I get to cry, and I get to yell. That's not fair.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I get that.
Even if someone who has shown you toxic behavior apologizes authentically, you are not obligated to let them back in your life or even forgive them. But you can acknowledge and accept their apology, and it's up to you how you want to move forward. So accepting an apology and allowing someone back into your life are two completely different things.
Absolutely.
And that is, if either of the two people were capable of recognizing what they did because neither of these two people are. I am going to forever be the bad guy in both of those scenarios, okay? Number one, I would not allow either one of them anywhere near me.
Mm-hmm.
One a little more than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I can't even tell you if I would accept the apology because I can't tell you that I would think it was real.
Yeah. When you've broken trust so completely, sometimes there's just no repairing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
know?
Like the crazy bitch I worked for, she's the one that I don't want anything from. I don't want an apology.
Mm-hmm.
Not that she would ever give me one. I don't want it. But my former best friend, if she ever woke up and thought, oh my God, what did I do? You know what I mean? Like, because there was no fight. There was no nothing. It was just a slow, what do they call that? A quiet quit. It was like, it was not one thing. It was just, I carried all the weight in that relationship. I might consider a slow communication, but it's not going to happen. It would take a whole lot of psychiatric something on her part for that to happen. And so I don't even feel like I'm in danger of any toxic people coming back into my life.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's interesting. I recently randomly had somebody come back into my life after 25 years that is a close family member and was very toxic, which is why we lost 25 years or so. And I recognized her immediately. And I don't know if it's a mistake that I started talking to her or not, because I thought, well, maybe it's different now.
Yeah.
In the first 10 minutes, she managed to say 3 things that I looked at her going, why are you saying this shit to me? I can't with you. And with no thought of, oh, I'm offending him. Oh, I'm saying really inappropriate things. Oh, that's completely disrespectful. And I just chose to go, okay, it was great seeing you. Oh, there you go. Give you a little hug. And sure, here's my number. You know, I'm going to choose to just be as positive about it as I can. And that person is still going to be at arm's length for the rest of my life. I you know what I mean? It's 25 years and it's more the same.
Yeah.
But I gave my aunt a second chance at Facebook with me, and that'll never happen again.
So no third chance.
No third chance. No, that was, I mean, and it was a big ask to do it the first time after what she did with me initially. But I did just think of a third person.
Oh.
And I don't know if I've ever talked about this person, and we could do a whole episode on him. But there's a guy who was, for all intents and purposes, my husband's best friend. And it's funny to me, hilarious actually, that my former best friend and my husband's former best friend, maid of honor, best man in our wedding.
Wow.
Are 2 of the 3 people that are no longer allowed in our life. Whoa. And now this guy, this is a special case because this is a mental illness.
Okay, yeah.
And we did not know because he didn't tell us. We lost touch with him, not for any reason, just we got married, had kids, he went and traveled and did all this stuff, and we just lost touch. There was no internet, there was no Facebook, there was no way for us to be communicating. And then after like 10 years of no communication whatsoever, he called us on Christmas. He called my husband on Christmas, and we had a great many years after that together with, I don't want to say his name, but I have to say a first and last name. So I'm going to say Ricky Roo. Okay.
Okay.
So because I always call him first and last name. So Ricky Roo is going to be this guy's name. So when we got a new couch, we had both the old couch and the new couch, and we never have company, right? So our son walked into the house one day and said, wow, a lot of places for Ricky Roo to sit, because he was literally the only person. He's like, he's got a lot of choices. He was like literally and he came over a lot, and he, brought flowers or plants or whatever. he was back in our life. And then apparently he went off his medication, still unbeknownst to us, still nothing.
yeah.
We had no idea that he was so sick. And we didn't know that he stopped because we didn't know that he started. And things started slowly. We started seeing things that were like, hey, that was weird. Did you see what Ricky did? Did you like what was that? And then we got a letter in the mail and it was really kind of creepy. And he came over and he was like, I know you're worried. And we talked about the letter and everything seemed fine. But then it got real weird and we started getting death threats in the mail. That guy never coming back. He could go back on medication and become the great, wonderful guy that we knew him to be. Too many things have happened.
Yeah.
Can't
It's
take
just-
that
yeah.
chance again.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, and I
that.
also think that, I mean, we're talking about a very specific mental illness that
Yes.
if unmedicated,
Yes.
that is not the person you know.
Right.
That's not, there's somebody else right now.
Exactly.
And in
Still
some
extremely toxic.
right, and possibly dangerous if we're being
Very
honest.
dangerous. I have spent times worried that he was going to come and make good on his threats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's
It's
hard
terrible.
to go through.
It's been years now, and I can't believe that I didn't think of him when I was thinking of the people that. But it's not like he
it's
basically.
not his fault other than choosing to go off the meds. And sometimes
And I have great memories of him, but the things that he said and did during that time were scary. And whether like I could personally forgive him, but I could not feel safe with him. My husband, not even a forgiveness possible.
yeah,
No.
that's hard.
When that happens to someone, I don't even know if they know what they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's talk about the next subject. So if you are the villain and you don't even know it, what's that about? Like, first of all, if you're asking that question, then you get some credit for trying. Katie and I usually say, if you're asking, it's probably not you.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't mean you're completely not at fault. Like,
No, but it's like it's like gaslighting. When Crazy Train used to gaslight the shit out of me, I would in fact wonder, oh my God, is it me? And my mom, same thing happens with my mom. I'm like, am I being a bitch? Is this
am I too
me?
sensitive?
Yeah, exactly. So, but if you're asking, you're already doing better than the worst of the worst who just triple down on everything they do. Even when they know they're wrong, if they know they're wrong. So let's talk about some signs that you might be the problem.
Yeah,
Mike, what do you think?
What's your red flag for if you might be the villain?
Oh, good Lord. The second I stop taking personal responsibility for my actions. Now I'm not taking that responsibility, so I'm not taking ownership of the ripple effect I'm causing. And maybe part of that's because I don't care. And that's even worse because now I'm just basically telling the people around me, I could give two shits. I'm just going to do this. So I've gotten very good at identifying that pattern and literally shifting in the moment and going, oh, okay, stop. Crumble that up, throw it away. Let's reset and move forward. There was a time where I didn't know how to do that. And I remember specific times where people I worked with would start to distance themselves from me because I couldn't see the toxicity that I was bringing until I adjusted. And in some cases, there was reconciliation. Sometimes there wasn't. Sometimes people just went, that's who you are forever to them.
Yeah.
So that's the big one is lack of personal responsibility. Whenever I go into one of the 3 R's and not your R's, a different set of R's, which is resistance, resentment, revenge. As long as I am in one of those 3 categories, I can't move forward. I'm unable to adjust to that situation until I move through that. So if I have resistance, surrender to that. If I'm resenting somebody, need to get right with that person. And if I'm seeking revenge on someone, then I need to stop that mindset altogether because that's like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die.
Yeah,
That
it's
is a
also
really
letting
good way
somebody
to
live
put it.
rent free in your brain.
Yeah.
100%. I will not give away my power to someone like that. So when I have an interaction with somebody and I get angry and I pop off, I go, hang on, that's me choosing that response. I won't look at that person and go, you made me this way. They don't have that power over me. And I refuse to give them that power over me. There are times where I'm human. And if it gets to be like that and I react to that, now I've just given that person all my power. And some people love that. Some people look at you and smile because they know that's what they did. So I don't give away my power. I say, look, this is what I'm choosing. Let me choose different right now. And I'll shift. Because
that is a healthy mindset.
Thank you. One thing I did learn is that two opposing frequencies cannot occupy the same space. So if someone's yelling at me and I'm totally chill, I'm either going to rise up to meet them or they're going to come down to me or we're going to go away.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Do you remember, listeners, way back in season 1 when we talked about gray rocking a narcissist, right? If they are coming at you with confrontational energy, they're trying to get you pissed off. They're trying to, get a rise out of you.
Yeah, so you can be the
Southern
bad
mother
guy.
would say. Right. And then they're going to flip it and make you the bad guy. What you got to do is not match their energy. You stay neutral. And
Stay
you wait
grounded.
for them to, you let them blow their top and erupt. And eventually they will either leave or calm back down,
Those frequencies cannot occupy the same space. And if I stay grounded and choose to just
Yep.
and monotone responses, totally chill level of energy, a lot of times they will calm down and come down to that level. And if, to your point, if they won't, they just leave.
Yeah.
I work with a girl. She had the best response to this rage baiting thing I've ever seen. This person came in, was yelling at her, and he was just being a jerk. And she looked at him and she goes, wow, is every day this hard for you or just today?
Oh, wow.
And
That's such an actually empathetic thing to say, but it calls out.
I don't
where
know.
their
I heard
attitude's at.
sarcastic bitch.
Oh,
I
no.
didn't hear
I love
empathetic. I heard sarcastic bitch right there.
I guess it depends entirely on your tone. No, I would be like, is every day like this for you? Or are you just having a really bad day? Like, just if you approach it like, is there something else going on?
Yeah.
Like, give them the benefit of the doubt. You don't know. They could have had the worst thing happen to them that morning.
Yeah.
And now this was the last straw.
Well, I mean, I think "Are you okay?" is
Yeah.
the best response to any, especially Mike, when a customer comes and is being a dick off the bat. When somebody comes and just off the bat, you're a stranger, I can take out my frustrations on you because I might never see you again. And if you just said, okay, first of all, are you okay? Then that person might hopefully feel like someone gives a shit about them. Somebody, because maybe, like Katie said, maybe that was just they're having a bad day. And I've heard people say, I'm sorry, I've had a really bad day. Like sometimes.
And they can come off the ledge then. That gives
Yeah.
them a chance,
Yeah, like if you're just having a bad day and you go somewhere and you don't, you're just not in the mood and you just want to get your coffee and you're kind of a dick to the cashier and the cashier looks at you and in all seriousness just says, "Hey, are you okay?"
Yeah.
Then that in that moment might even make you calm down a little bit,
Yeah.
you know? 'Cause
I agree.
Yeah, there are. I read a couple of things leading up to this because these two topics I don't really relate to that deeply because, like I said, nobody has really come back into my life. And now I have definitely asked myself a bunch of times if I'm the one being toxic because of crazy train and my mom. So here are some indicators that a person's behavior might be toxic. And this is, you can look at yourself with these things also, mostly. So they have little or no consideration for others' feelings or needs. Now, that one to me, right off the bat, doesn't necessarily always mean a toxic person because there are people who have grown up with little or no consideration for their feelings. They've had no experience or no one taught them to have consideration for other people's feelings because no one had consideration for their feelings. But if you notice that you don't give a shit about somebody's feelings, maybe you need to look at yourself.
Yeah.
Grudge holding. If you are a grudge holder, you might be a little toxic.
Yeah, that's villain behavior.
Yeah, you might be a little toxic.
Grudge holding is a form of resentment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as long
Exactly.
as long as I'm in resentment, nothing else is going to happen. In fact, I will stay there. I will look to enroll other people into how I feel so that now I can be right about it.
And then possibly look for revenge. Nothing good about a grudge.
There's a thing that I don't know if this happens with just women, but there's a toxic thing that I've had female friends do, frenemies, where they will talk shit about another mutual friend to me, and it feels like they're trying to convince me to also hate that person based on something that was their experience only,
Yeah.
And it's taken maturity for me to be like, okay, I can listen to, if you just want to vent to me, that's fine. I'm going to make my own opinion up about that person based on my relationship with them and the evidence that I have.
Remember, we talked about that one friend that I had that had me feel in a kind of way about someone that I cared about. And I was like, wait a second. I can't let you vent to me about that person anymore because you're giving me an opinion that is not my own.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one is selfishness. If you notice that you're being selfish, if you notice that you're frequently putting your needs before people you're supposed to care about, you might be might be a redneck. I mean, a toxic person. And then how about experiencing out of control emotions? Sometimes we don't realize it until it's too late that our emotions are out of control.
Yes.
Well, some people are incapable of emotional maturity.
And of regulating.
And the regulating thing is like, I still struggle with that because like Ivy was saying, I didn't grow up with a good model for emotional regulation.
Yeah.
Like, my mom would blow her top. My dad would disappear. He would just go off by himself. And, that was probably a better model for, he just needed to take a breather, whatever it was. But I still didn't see him, making himself calm down. So when I get triggered or really upset by something, I have to be really intentional about, I'm going to choose this to do to calm myself down or whatever. And that's something that I have to be conscious about.
Well, the next one on my list is abuse. And if you're abusing somebody, you're fucking toxic. So we don't even need to talk about that one.
Yeah, get fucked.
Lack of empathy. Not everybody has empathy. Not everybody is... Empathy is a gift, in my opinion. But when you can go back up and you can consider people's feelings, you don't have to be able to understand them, which is what empathy is, feeling someone else's, being able to feel what someone else is feeling. But you can be considerate. The next one, being self-centered. And self-centered and narcissism are two different things, but I think self-centered people, like narcissists, have a harder time self-diagnosing that they're the toxic one. They have a harder time validating other people's feelings because their own are too important. And then the last one is pushing or openly ignoring another person's boundaries. If you just think, oh, that boundary is silly, then that's a toxic behavior. And maybe the boundary is silly to you, but if somebody has said to you, this is my boundary, and you say, I don't care. Yeah. That's toxic behavior.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is. If Mike says to me, Katie, I don't appreciate it when you call me dude, and I think, why the fuck not? Who cares? It's disrespectful for me to continue calling you that.
Exactly.
No matter
That's
what
the
your
argument.
reason is.
I have that argument with my mom all the time. Oh, well, I don't know why you're offended by blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah, and they want to argue
when
about...
she said to me, you're not one of them, why do you care? Like, because I have a heart, and that person said that hurts them, and it doesn't hurt me at all to stop saying that word. It doesn't hurt me at all to call somebody a name that they want to be called. It doesn't hurt me.
My metric for deciding if I think I'm the villain is this. If I've noticed a lot of people in my life are just sort of exiting stage right, like I'm losing friends frequently, that's a pretty good clue. Maybe in that case, I'm not so much a villain, but maybe I just have like stank ass energy, you know, and I'm not fun to be around. And in that case, I just need to understand. I need to understand and examine, why is my energy gross right now? Maybe I'm going through some shit and my friends are starting to feel like I'm dragging them down with me. I'm just being a negative Nancy. And that's hard because I have literally been there when I've gone through like breakups and depression and toxic work. And I just want to complain, you know, but that wears on people. And you have to be able to think about, all right, at a certain point, I've got to go get therapy. Or I've got to make some kind of change so that I'm not putting this on my friends and making it their responsibility to fix what I'm going through. Right?
That's kind of like the old Chinese proverb, if you meet an asshole, you probably met an asshole. But if all you meet are assholes, you're probably the asshole.
It's the common denominator theory. Right? If I look around and I go, wait a minute, I'm the common denominator with all this, it's, to Katie's point, time to shift. I need to change something up, whatever that might be. And it's like when I used to play poker a lot, and the common saying was, if you can't spot the idiot at the poker table, that's because you're the idiot. So there is that. Quick question for you guys. Are you familiar with the personality quadrants?
I feel like it rings a bell, but I couldn't tell you what they are.
So in a similar fashion to the love languages, there are 4 personality quadrants. And if I know what quadrant somebody falls into, or if they know what quadrant I fall into, it helps us communicate, right? So, for example, analyst is a personality quadrant. And analysts, they don't need to be right. They don't want to be wrong. And they also will get task-oriented and be focused on that task. So I know, I know what my wife's love languages are. First one is acts of service. And I know that she mostly is an analyst. Sometimes she bounces around like we all do, but most of the time she's an analyst. I have asked her straight up, are you on task? Yes. Can I help you, or do I need to get the fuck out of the way? Yeah. And there are times where she goes, get the fuck out of my way. And I go, okay, I'm going. So it's just another tool, if you will, to throw in the toolbox to go, okay, I'm going to communicate better, take ownership of me, but also get to a place of zen with you.
Yeah. And that's a mature communication where you can be like, all right, I'm a dip. I'm going to not be here right now.
100%. I mean, I love the fact that our communication style, we're very clear with where we're at and what we're doing and all the things. Big part of that is, or because of that, we don't fight.
Yeah.
We'll sit down and have a conversation if we're disagreeing, but we have never really just, and if we did have anything like that within 12 hours, we're like, okay, let's talk about this and figure it out with mature people, because arguing does nothing to me, but a conversation and a renegotiation absolutely does.
Yeah. Excellent.
Be kind to each other. Take responsibility for your actions. And I don't know, for me, before I lash out or become toxic, I kind of ask, what's my role in this? And let me see how I can be positive and not negative around what's going on.
I'd love to just put out there that there are no toxic people. There's only toxic behaviors. But there are fucking toxic people.
Yeah.
There are, because I worked for one of them for 25 years. And there's nothing I can say other than, just like to Katie's point, when people start disappearing from your life, and you can't stop saying that they were scary, that they were awful, that it was them, and people keep abandoning me, and I'm the victim, and that's
a clue.
That's a toxic person who's not able to figure that out. But in most cases, I will say, in most cases, like I said, it's like combining chemicals and having an explosion. Just because someone is toxic to you or to me or to Mikey D, that doesn't mean that person is toxic with every person. It's possible, though. It is possible. I saw a couple of things in my research that was like, people aren't toxic. And I just have to say that some of them just are.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it. Like, you could probably dig into their psyche and figure out why, but that doesn't keep us safe from them. So just avoid toxic people if you can. And if someone is toxic, but you see hope in them, then love them and help them.
Yeah. And sometimes the best way to love someone is to not be in their life.
Yeah,
like if you're
absolutely.
realizing, and I'm thinking about like certain work relationships that I've had where like there's just one director in my theater where she gets the fuck on my nerves and I get the fuck on her nerves and I just don't work with her. And it doesn't mean that I hate her guts. It just means that to protect both of our mental health, it's probably just better if we
Not
don't.
all personalities go together.
Yeah. That's allowed. It's fine.
Nope, that's 100%
right.
where the personality quadrants come into play.
Yes.
Because, for example, controller quadrant, they need to be right. They're driving this bus and don't get out of the way. And that comes off to a lot of people as arrogant and mean and angry. And that's not, they don't see that. They're like, I'm just doing what I'm doing. Agree completely.
Well, and that's another reason why we should choose our families, because we don't get to say what our families are going to be like in that regard. How they're going to
we love our found family on this podcast. Are y'all ready to learn a vocabulary word?
I'm so excited.
Always.
Okay.
Katie keeps it hidden. It's not even here.
Because I like your authentic reaction when I tell you what it is.
I mean, it's a good plan, but I'm not a fan either.
Okay, so it's time for the vocab word of the week. All right, this week's vocab word is smell fungus.
Shut up.
That sounds like a
fucking
command.
word.
Smells like a command.
You can click that link. It'll take you to Webster's fucking dictionary, and this is a real word.
Smell fungus.
It is a noun. A smell fungus is a person who complains way too much. You're just a constant toxic complainer.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So use that in a sentence today, listeners. Enjoy that and say that to someone and watch them go, what?
I'm going to say it just for that reason.
Yeah. Man, that guy's being such a fucking smell fungus.
Such a smell fungus.
Big
Smell
Chungus
fungus.
the smell fungus.
My husband's a bit of a smell fungus.
My mom is a bit of a smell fungus.
So
from
is
time to time.
mine.
Oh,
She loves to complain.
The smell fungus.
All right, you guys, that was fun. Always a pleasure having you on the show, Mike.
Yes.
What have you got coming down the bend that you'd like to share with the people?
Just head on over to That Makes Two of Us on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iHeart, YouTube. Give us a listen. If you like it, subscribe, follow, like, do all the things. We'll have an Instagram page is coming. We're eventually going to move over to video as well as audio.
I was just going to ask if you're on
actually see.
YouTube. Are you? Yeah.
Yeah, right now it's just our cover art, and we are looking to basically build a set and do some video as well as audio. So big
Nice.
things coming, and just doing all the things. And thank you, ladies, for having me on. It's
Nice.
always fun. I
course.
love our chats.
Yes, me too.
If you would like to get a hold of me, you can email me or the show That Makes Two of Us at, drumroll please, Mixmaster Mikey D 332 at Gmail.
Mixmaster Mikey D 332 at gmail.com.
That is
That's
correct.
a lot
Thank
of
you.
words, Mike.
Well, I figure if they're really serious about talking to me, they'll type them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they only have to type them once.
If he wanted to, he would.
That's fair. It's very fair.
Awesome. All right, folks, that's all for this week. Join us next time when we will be returning to one of our favorite things, vintage TV.
Yay! I didn't talk to you about this, Ivy. I just wrote it in the script, so I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I'm always okay with that. Also, that's exactly what Mike and Kelsey have been talking about on their last 2 episodes is vintage TV.
Yes.
We did cover the TV that raised me in the 70s and 80s, and then episode 3 is the TV that raised her in the 90s and the aughts, and it was a lot of
I found
fun.
it kind of amusing, Mike, that when you were a kid, you liked the shows my dad liked, and you're my age.
That's just, I think part of it might have been because the old man had the controller, so that's what we were
didn't have a
watching.
choice.
So that's funny though.
Absolutely.
Awesome. That's right. Toxic TV Throwback is coming back, you guys. We love to do that as a nice little palate cleanser. We talk about some deep topics on this podcast, so we like to every so often do a little just for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about some things that may or may not be toxic in these old TV shows that we grew up in. Now we're realizing we're maybe not the best example. So we will be talking about The Facts of Life, Season 3, Episode 24, Read No Evil. So go ahead and do your homework, and you can rewatch that episode if you want to be prepared to hear all of our hot takes about it. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to reach out to us, you can do that by emailing us at contact@toxicwasteoftime.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Reddit.
Yeah.
And,
And we've been
along.
doing so
Thanks
much
for
better
listening.
at posting on Instagram and Facebook, so check it out.
Yes, Ivy, when she says we, she means she has been doing a great job of posting. Thank you, Ivy. All right. Well, that's
Good
all
job.
for this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Thank you guys. I had a blast.
Yay.
Thanks,
It was great
Mike.
to see you. And we'll see you soon.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.